And
Got it. All right,
okay.
kids, we're live. I'm so
Yay.
excited for this conversation. So, hi, everybody out there in Facebook world, and those of you who are joining us on Zoom. Thanks for joining us for this is our first AMA, Ask Me Anything. So, I'm very excited about this. Not only for that, but two of my favorite people on this planet, Maria Lawton and Jeremiah Duarte Bills. I mean,
Yeah.
do
I
you
mean,
want to
this
do
will,
the next one around an actual table with a
yes.
little vino? I
Yeah.
mean, yes, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a
So,
lot,
All things.
lot of love.
oh my God. So, we're going to give it a minute or so for people to start populating their questions. And it doesn't ask me anything.
Wow.
Anything.
So, it doesn't have to be a food question, but we are here to talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas and all the yummy things that you're going to make.
Yep.
We can also give some updates on what's been going on, right? So, Maria just got back from a trip.
Yep.
Jeremiah just rebranded his whole like online platform, which is just amazing.
Yes.
So if you're on Zoom, pop those questions into the chat. If you are watching on Facebook, pop their questions into the chat. We will be following and answering your questions live. So while we are waiting for the first questions to come in, Maria, tell us about your trip.
Oh
Yes.
my God. I had such a wonderful time. We were talking about this before we went live, and that is the trip was planned like 2 years ago. So it was like we had it going, then we canceled it. We had it going, then we canceled. We had it. So to finally go and and it was 30 people in the group, which was like really amazing.
That's a good group. That's a good sized group.
Yeah, and everyone, with the exception of like two people, um, everyone else has never been in the Azores before. So for them to see San Miguel as the first island before
Mm,
exploring the rest of all the islands, it was just the beginning of visiting those nine beautiful islands there in the middle of the Atlantic. But everyone loved everything. And what I did is I told them what I say to everyone before they go to the Azores. And that is, I don't care where you're going in the Azores, but there's like magical stuff going on in those islands. And every time you go, you're just going to like fall in love with it. And when you come back home, you're going to be dreaming about it. And you're going to daydream about it, and you're going to have all of these things until you return
turn
again.
again.
I'm telling you, this is how it is. And do you know I've already had two people reach out to me who've been on my trip, who are on the trip, to say, "Oh my God, Maria, I am dreaming about the Azores."
Wow.
I'm like,
Converts. Holy
I,
cow.
I told you. So, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful to see people just like fall in love with our
For
culture,
sure.
our food, just our people, like just
Yeah.
thing. And it was a real foodie trip. So there was a lot of eating,
And
a
you did a lot
lot.
of walking too, right? So that you could sort of bounce it out.
Yes. And
Yes.
a lot of drinking great wines.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So it was awesome. It was just
That's
awesome.
amazing. Well, make sure you share details of your next trip because I think you already have another one in the works. So
We
we'll
another
post all the details, yeah, in the
yeah,
comments.
yeah.
And so Jeremiah, Portuguese baking school.
I
I mean,
know.
I think that's the first one ever that I've seen, and let alone virtually, but like really, I mean, Maria, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember there being
No,
a Portuguese baking
nope,
school
nope,
in the United States.
nope, there isn't. It is Jeremiah, baby.
I mean,
Jeremiah.
you are making history on multiple levels here, Jeremiah.
I remember having an early conversation about that this was going to happen with Maria, and I said, "Can you believe this name is available?" She's like, "You better go get it right now."
Right, right. Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it because yeah, I've had a dream to do what is now available, this online learning platform for many years, and I just didn't, I was scared to do it. I felt like, wow, there's a lot of moving parts here and it requires a lot, just requires a lot. And I finally got the courage and I think enough experience behind me, which was, it feels really good. And now the dream is coming true, and it's like it's a total joy, and it really represents what I think the culmination of my last few, 5, 6 years have been, is teaching
Hmm.
Portuguese baking and being an ambassador for all the sweet things that we love to eat and make.
I
I
mean,
love,
it has been, I have to say, the model you came up with for the virtual baking shows was just brilliant. It worked so well. Pandemic or no pandemic, it's just brilliant. It was just brilliant. So, well, good luck to you.
Thank
I
you.
um family members, you may be getting some gift certificates. Just saying.
do you
Just saying.
know, it was last year. It was for me and my three
I
daughters.
remember you saying that. Yeah.
And we did
What a great
the pastel de nata. And because I didn't grow up with that. My mom never made it. It wasn't
mm,
something that just wasn't it. So we did it as a family. The four of us, excuse me, my three daughters and I. It was wonderful.
that's
So
awesome.
the whole idea of it is wonderful.
Yeah.
And on top of it, we love Jeremiah. So, it's like win,
Win-win. Totally. All right, we got some questions coming in. Okay, first question. I'm wondering about the most Portuguese spices, Portuguese in quotes, Portuguese spices to add to baked goods or custards to add Portuguese flair to my holiday table. So I mean, like maybe there's like your standard apple pie, or like just like maybe some standard baked goods
well,
or desserts that you
I-
can add, right?
in well, for me, I know for Christmas for me, when it was citrus time. So
Mm,
so there's a lot of citrus. It's kind of, you think summertime, but it wasn't for in the Azores. It was citrus. And so for me, when I make like an an orange cake, or it's different other oranges in there for as an added, the juice as
mm-hmm.
well, in a lot of the things that I make during Christmas time or the holidays. Besides a lot of, I mean, cinnamon is
So, I mean,
huge.
that's a Christmas spice anyway, right? And I think of cinnamon a lot of when I think of the Azores, foods in the Azores, even
Yeah,
like alcatra, right?
yeah,
Um, but I don't know that people would pick that out as being very traditional Portuguese. I would have never thought of the citrus. So it's a great point. Great
yeah.
point.
Do you know, I think the two most classic Portuguese flavors, especially in the mainland, are lemon and cinnamon. And of course, our rice pudding is often, and a lot of our sweetbreads are lemon and
Mm-hmm.
cinnamon, especially the ones
Mm-hmm.
from Feal and Pico.
Yeah.
So those two are, I think, are my favorite ways to say this is the flavor of Portugal, lemon and
Mm-hmm.
cinnamon. And then yes, the other citrus flavors. And then I always love, of course, some port wine. Add some port wine to a
Yeah,
custard, then
that's a
you're
great
already
idea.
having you're already giving that more of that Portuguese flair. And then if you've had like the São Jorge cookie especies, those
Mm-hmm.
are, it's full of anise and noz moscada, so nutmeg, cinnamon, and lemon. So any of those two you want to add to your custards or your puddings. I think that would be beautiful.
Yeah. The only thing is it depends on the island and where you're from.
That's right.
Because clove, anise, all of that stuff. Anise was like anisette was for, and that's if you like black licorice.
Yep.
Mm,
Anisette is not for everybody. It's a very strong flavor. So if there was anything with anisette in it, for me, I don't care for it.
yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so but I like clove. Clove can go a long way. A little goes a long way with clove.
Yes, it does very much.
But again, it for specific islands, it does not. Um,
Right.
it it it
Mm-hmm.
it isn't across the board for all the different islands.
Yeah. So, Jeremiah, you brought up a good point about adding port into custards or cakes, right? Um, you could also do that with like liqueur beirão or ginja,
Yeah.
or like kind of any of the liqueurs, right, that you like. I
Yes.
mean, you might want to try it, experiment first before you serve it to your guests. But I mean, that could be an interesting way to add some flair. Madeira wine, right, or
Yeah.
something.
Yes. And already there are poutines that use traditionally use port wine, especially from the mainland. So you're doing something traditional. It's nothing out of the ordinary to add
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
shot glass of your favorite port or Madeira to a poutine. That would be beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, next question. What is your quick go-to Portuguese main course and dessert that you default to? So Jonathan or Bob comes home and says, "Honey, we got guests coming for dinner. What are we making? It's got to be Portuguese. What are we making?"
Okay.
Don't
Well,
tell me I've stumped you.
no,
Mon-
no. Right off the bat, it's a codfish dish. I always have codfish in
well,
my
aren't you
freezer.
so prepared?
Oh, I am. Woohoo! I always have it because I buy the codfish and then I already desalt it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after I desalt it, I cut it into portions that I want, like within so many pounds per whatever, and I freeze it. So I know I can pull that out of the freezer without like it's
Okay, but
done.
how do you defrost it quickly without like, drying it out?
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
When I defrost anything like that, I defrost it wrapped in like a cold paper towel or cloth, like a wet one, so
Okay.
that it always I never have any problem with that. I never
Okay.
that I have any problem with.
Okay.
Um and that's a very fast thing, so things can be made very quickly. And there's the Portuguese flair to it with onions and garlic and
So
whatever,
you're boiling it and then just kind of serving it with other stuff.
and sauteing it with whatever. I can add some chickpeas to it if I don't have time to do potatoes.
Okay.
Then it's the hot peppers, the parsley, and you've got a nice little mishmash of stuff that's going on there. If it's like really really fast,
Okay.
um, and then for dessert, that's really fast. Oh my God,
Does
I
this
I
can
have to
can.
think
be a
of,
fast menu? Ugh, fast is
well,
hard.
doesn't, I guess it doesn't have to be, but I will think of one, Jeremiah, that I actually, the first time I ever made it was one of your classes, was the serradura.
Oh yeah.
Super easy. But again, you got to have bolacha Maria on hand, right?
And condensed milk.
Um, and then condensed
And
milk. So if you happen to have it, but that was like what, three ingredients, whip, whip, whip,
Done.
crushed. I mean, that was super easy. So that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
So,
goodness that never really happens. I
okay. So if you had a little bit more planning time, like what were, and this is actually a good question for me because I'm going to be inviting some work colleagues over for dinner who are not Portuguese and they've never had Portuguese food. And, we've made lots of stuff and I'm kind of like, what do I make them? So what would you make people that have never had Portuguese food before?
I always reach for alcatra. I adore that dish. And I just think it shows off, especially from an Azorian perspective, how the spices were brought there first, and we have this
Mm,
rich tradition of using allspice and all this cool stuff with the bacon and the Bailey. It's so Azorian, especially
mm.
it's Terceira, but it just screams Azores to me. And then if you can have time to make some masa to have with that, or some pão milho, would be beautiful. And then I love to start with caldo verde. I love that soup.
Staple, right? That's
And
awesome.
that's fast. You can do that super fast. Like if
Hmm.
you've got linguiça or chorizo hanging around, no problems, no problems.
I love, if I have time, my soup would be a canja.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
that is a very special soup. That is a soup that has it goes back in history. The Chinese or the Chinese call it kanji, which
So
is
we're
a rice.
talking canja, the galinha
Yes,
chicken soup. Okay.
yeah, and so it has it it's a very special soup. You would have that for a very special occasion, for weddings, for you know a, a special get together. So a kanja to me is like oh, I love making that for someone who's never had it, especially when you temper the egg in it with lemon. It is like the creamiest, most delicious soup that people just don't realize and go, how come I don't have this in like Portuguese places? And it's like, well, because it's a little time consuming.
Mm.
As that thing of tempering the egg and lemon is just a whole other thing that restaurants just have time to do those things. And for feeding a meal for a meal, a roast. I'm all about the having mixed meats for roasts. So it'd be your pork butt, because everything is very easy and there's a lot of fats in it, so it doesn't dry up. And as well as for beef, I love a good shank bones. I
Hmm.
love those bones, or the ossobuco bones that you call, but they're shank bones, which is also included in the alcatra. But I love the mixture of those together with chorizo in it, cut up chorizo with potatoes, with carrots, and it all gets all cooked together. And it's just, yeah, that to me is like the perfect introduction
Nice.
to a Portuguese dish.
All right.
And yeah.
I'm just going to give a shout out to some of the folks watching here with us tonight. So we have Connie and Monica and Anna and Miguel in Portugal. So, and if you're watching, tell us where you are, because I think we have somebody on Zoom from New Mexico. Linda, thank you for joining us. Monica, Joanne, Janet, Martina, Devin, Stephanie, Joyce, Jessica, Stefan. Oh, Stefan wants to know, is there a website for the school?
Yep. Yep. It's PortugueseBaking.com.
PortugueseBakingSchool.com.
Take
And it's
off the school.
virtual.
PortugueseBaking.com. You got it.
It's and it's a virtual school, so it is, unless you want to go to Jeremiah's house, but I don't think he's giving classes out of his house anymore.
Nope.
We got Anna and Debbie and Claudia and Joseph and Anne and Santa Clara, Michigan in the house.
Woo-hoo!
Boston, Florida. This is amazing. Thanks everybody for joining us. Watching from Massachusetts. All right. So next question is about allspice, and how do you use, like, is that a common spice, and do you use that, and what else?
Just in Alcatraz where I use it.
Okay.
Piment de
That's
Jamaica, right? That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
it.
only.
Yeah,
I've
me too.
seen it included. Okay, so that cookie, can I point to it? No, it won't let me point. But that cookie.
Yeah.
Some recipes do it. I don't put it in, but some recipes use it a little bit. But yeah, that's my experience with.
All right. What are you both making for Thanksgiving dinner? Are you adding a Portuguese flair to your Thanksgiving dinner at all? I mean, the stuffing, maybe, right?
Yes. I mean, but the turkey, I mean, of course, I have to have the turkey. But besides the turkey, I've got to have pork, because that's just the way
Pork
it.
on Thanksgiving. Okay. Well,
Oh,
I guess ham. Yeah, we have ham. Okay.
oh, well, sometimes I do ribs.
Oh, that's good too.
Ribs, it's like so good. Marinated roasted ribs.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then
Okay.
my roasted potatoes, I also toss in chorizo. So it's roasted potatoes and chorizo. It's not just roasted.
So do you do the Portuguese stuffing?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
What's your secret to your Portuguese stuffing?
Make
Um,
Maria's. Make Maria's. It's the best.
I um I love the combination of adding, the old Vienna bread, the day old, whatever, Vienna, 3 days, whatever, 2 days, and the cornbread, the Portuguese cornbread.
Oh, cornbread.
Yeah, it gives it a whole different texture to it, as
Yeah, brilliant.
and then of course the chorizo. You have to have that. That's just a given.
And you strip your chorizo that's kind of ground, yes? Or do you chop it up?
Small pieces, I do. And what's fun, now I can buy, I think Michael's is the one that's local. Not that they're not paying me to say that. I have to say that all the time when I give out something. It's like, no, I'm not being paid for it. Is They sell it already all crumbled up for you, and it's just more
No,
convenient like that. Yeah, it's all crumbled up, which is awesome.
very
um
nice. Okay.
yeah, but
And then for desserts, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, so it's the turkey, it's the roasted potatoes with the chorizo, it's the stuffing, it's the pork, it's the sweet potatoes that I make, and I parboil them, and then I put them in the oven with cinnamon, butter, and a little brown sugar, and that's it. And it's like incredible. And then I'm forgetting stuff here. I'm forgetting. There's more. And then of course there's rolls,
Do you use the
and
pop six as well, or do
I
you?
do. I
Okay.
get the popsicks, and they make like smaller popsicks that you can order instead of making the bigger ones. It's like little tiny ones. They call restaurant rolls, and here they do. And then for dessert, oh my God, it's like it's a table of desserts. It's always a table of desserts. So I'm um when I was in San Miguel, I already bought a box for the quejadas de Vila, the Vila Franca. So I have that for dessert. Besides or having masa, which is the sweet bread, and
Mhm.
have some because I'll use the masa after if I have anything left over, I'll make a nice bread pudding.
Nice.
Yeah. And then because what else are you gonna do with leftover bread, right? And let me see. And then Rebecca's making my daughter Rebecca is making a chocolate cream pie. That's what she's making.
Okay.
And my daughter Erica, I think she's bringing natish, but she made them, and she actually was the best one out of all of us who made it with Jeremiah. She
So
was the
she's
best,
using Jeremiah's recipe.
though, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. And then what else is it? There's something else I know I'm missing in there.
So Jana wants to know, I understand that Maria has an actual recipe for her stuffing. So where can we find that recipe?
It's in my cookbook, obviously. And also, if I'm not mistaken, it's on my website.
Okay. And we'll pop the website here into the Zoom chat and onto the Facebook chat as well.
Yeah, it's isoriangreenbean.com. I just redid my page as well, my whole website.
Jennifer wants to know, do you make homemade cranberry sauce?
Do you know my family does not like it?
I don't either. My
Oh,
husband does, but I'm not a big fan.
yeah, they don't. And I've like, oh, I'm gonna go to because we Ocean Spray is not that far away from me, so I can get fresh picked cranberries here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not like it's not a problem. And I like cranberries, so that's not. And
Hmm.
I've got the recipe with the orange juice and the sugar and all of that fun stuff, and I think it comes out delicious. My family can't stand it.
Huh.
They like the one that that jelly in the can.
Jeremiah,
Hey,
what about you?
So I enjoy making it just like Maria. I think it's fun to put in some, whole spices and just have a fun experimenting with it. I'm not crazy about it. It's fine. I enjoy just the creativity. But what my family has done, and it's my great aunt's recipe, who is from San Miguel, but the recipe is totally American, but it's also reflective of where we grow, where we live, is she makes pomegranate jello, and we still make it. So it
Jello.
yeah, so it's fresh pomegranate that's set with fresh pineapple that's been shredded in raspberry jello. And I know that's not, hip these days, but it is so good because it's that same thing as the idea of the cranberry. It's really tart and fresh, and we just love it. I usually just get a bowl of it on its own. I don't really love it on my plate, with everything else, but it's so
Well,
good.
it sounds like it would actually be delicious with a little Cool Whip on top or whipped
yeah,
cream.
Yes,
yes.
it's so good. It's old school, old school.
I'm liking
There's
that.
nothing with old school. You
No,
know,
Nothing.
not at all. Hey, it's all coming back.
it's all back. Jello is going to come back. I mean, big time. And let me tell you, when we were out there was a dessert I had, and it was it was Jello. It was like a pineapple Jello, but it was like a cream kind of. They
Hmm.
added cream into it, and it was like, oh my God, this is so great. So there's a lot of Jello stuff out there.
Hmm.
That's
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I'm
Just
apologize for a canned pine cranberries. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for the jellied cranberry. It is what it
It's all
is.
right. It's all right. Just a reminder to everybody, this is an AMA. So
Ask us
flood where you're supposed to be asking questions, people. I mean, because Maria, Jeremiah, and I can just sit here and shoot the poop forever if you want. But I think that we are here to answer your question. So here's your chance.
Yes. Anything you've ever wanted to ask or thought of asking but were afraid to
To
ask,
ask,
feel free to do it
this
right
is your
here.
chance.
This
Do
is
it.
your ask us anything. We're an open book.
So, okay, so Christmas.
Yes.
Do you have like a set menu that you sort of make every year, or are you guys trying anything new this year?
Well, for me is I'm always going to other people's houses. Take that back. Yes, I'm going to other people's houses for like in-laws for big meals, but my parents and I and Jonathan always do a four-person Christmas thing, and we always have fresh Dungeness crab if because it's in
Nice.
season. But this year's a little weird. I'm hoping it'll be okay. And then we always have bacalhau com natas. That is
Colnatas, nice.
that is our
I
favorite. That rich, full, and I always get Saint George cheese to do it, so it's really,
Oh, there's cheese in
powerful.
that recipe.
Oh,
Hmm.
I always put cheese on top for sure and gratin it the heck out of it. Yeah, so good.
Wow.
And then I always
Wow.
make my cousin from Fayal's Boldenenthal, the fruit cake. He's already
yes.
Christmas cake, so we have that. And then we're a cookie family, so my we just make all my grandma's cookie recipes, and then I sneak in some of the Portuguese, like the espécies, and then the broas from the mainland that have they're
Hmm.
like a sweet potato cookie with like coconut and ground
Uh,
almonds and citrus and cinnamon. So good, so good. And those are gonna be available in my school too.
nice.
Gotta plug the
Very
school. What about
nice.
you, Maria?
Well, you know what's funny with all of this, I'm just so excited this year that I can have my family over. Because last year for Thanksgiving, number one, we did it, virtually.
Hmm.
So that really sucked. And because we're saying anything we want to say here, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, I it was awful. It was just awful. So, and I know all of us out there felt the same way. Um, so for me to be able to have Thanksgiving with my family here, that I am beyond grateful for. That's number one. For Christmas, for me, Christmas is Christmas Eve.
Hmm.
Christmas Eve is that is the time that is most special for me. I have the best memories growing up with Christmas Eve, and that included singing. Yes, singing, folks. And
Who? So the question is, who played the piano?
uh me. No.
Oh,
Nice.
No. But the thing is we always did that. And not only even young, we would go door to door with our families and friends and sing and
Oh, you Christmas caroled.
and in Portuguese
Nice.
we would ask, "O menino mija." We would ask if the baby, baby peed, because that's an Azorian thing. And what
Okay.
you sing, you make all kinds of noises outside the door. You ask, "O menino mija," and it means we all want some booze. So if they open the door, they've got bottles and cups, and everyone drinks, and we sing some more, and you go to the next house. And we would do this before midnight mass. So by the time midnight mass came, we were all like just like falling asleep.
I'm sure
Uh,
the priest really appreciated that.
and then we'd go back home, and it would be, a table full of, just all kinds of food and desserts
Hmm.
and,
Hmm.
and everything. So of course, those times are gone of winning
Hmm.
me for me. So it is, but it's something that my girls know no matter where. If my daughter who's married, my other daughter who's getting married, it's like Christmas Day, you want to be with
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
the family. That's great as long as I have Christmas Eve. That's for me. That is the thing. So it's I usually ask my girls what they feel like having, and every year it somehow changes. Sometimes it's the crown roast, sometimes it's you know uh chicken parmesan,
Oh,
sometimes
wow.
it's, oh yeah, it's like whatever whatever they want me to make, I will make.
Very
So that
nice.
um yeah, that
Very
it
nice.
yeah, that's my favorite.
We have a question here from Monica. I'm gluten free. Do you think it's possible to make any Portuguese desserts that are gluten free besides sweet rice? It's so hard not to be able to eat all that good stuff. I totally agree. So, gluten free. I would also say, like people who are diabetic, have you ever experimented with alternative sweeteners for stuff?
Um,
Um,
you know, I there's there's some recipes that I've seen that can be tweaked because I've had people reach out to me who've said I'm on a real low carb diet. I'm diabetic or I am gluten. Yeah, I can't have gluten. I'm allergic to gluten. So there's recipes we can tweak that adds more almond flour and coconut flour, along with, swerve as the sweetener in it.
hmm,
And it can be tweaked because there's like, certain almond cakes that if it's tweaked right, it'd be perfect. It'd be
hmm,
perfect. And down to some chocolate because there is some real low carb chocolate out there that can be used as well. So in doing a chocolate tart, it can be done. I've experimented a couple of times on a few different things. You know, for those that can't have it, it can be tweaked. It can be
hmm.
tweaked. So yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing.
So
And
I
I
will
know
say,
the boule de rouge, boule de rouge.
Hmm.
That's the
Rice cakes.
thank you. That's like if it had a little bit more, it had the rice flour, but it also has wheat flour on it. But it's like tweaking it so that instead of regular flour, maybe almond flour
almond
gets in,
flour. Mm.
or, another,
Hmm.
and then you have to add that xan gum in it to kind of make sure that it doesn't fall apart and comes together. But it's literally trial and error tweaking around with
Hmm.
it, and I think it can. It just needs a little bit of thought going into it, but I think it can be done.
Jeremiah, Jana is asking, don't you think the quejadas could be made with rice flour?
Yeah, so let's talk about that, and then I have other ideas too. So if you're doing like queijada de leite, such a small amount of flour that like a gluten-free blend works beautifully. But we are really lucky. There are a lot of traditional desserts that already don't use flour. So donas amelias are made with corn flour. There's
Hmm.
no gluten, and those are gorgeous around this time of year because they're full of holiday spice. That class will be available in the next 2 weeks in my school. Got to plug the school.
Of course.
And
How, heck
um,
yeah.
Tocino do Seu. I mean, so the mainland is full of almond cakes that have never seen a stitch of wheat flour. So just like Tocino do Seu is one of them. Paps d'Anjou, the little egg yolk cakes that are soaked in syrup. Castanhas de ovo, these over here. Those ones, those are gluten free. Any of the pudins, any of them, like pudim de bad
Hmm.
de priscos, pudim flan, pudim veludo, all gluten free. Brisas de lige, these little egg yolk guys up here, those are delicious with almonds. There are tons of stuff that is naturally gluten free. So I understand if you're not familiar with a lot of the continental stuff or just the breadth of our dessert
Hmm.
gastronomy, then you just need to get in there or message me and I'll give you a bigger list. And what else would I want to say? With cakes, I find like if you want to do a bolo de laranja or a bolo de caramelo, one the cup for cup blends like Bob's Red Mill does one. That's make sure you get the one without the bean flour. Do not use the one with the bean flour. It does not taste right in a dessert.
Good to know.
But Thomas Keller makes one. It's called Cup for Cup. Those work beautifully in any cake. I have no issues. I make those just substitute that flour. It's got the blend. It's got the xanthan gum that Maria was talking about. So you're good to go for like a standard layer cake type situation. Where things get tricky is when you start doing yeasted stuff, and that's when I'm like, just leave that to the professionals, or get in there and start experimenting like Maria said, because when like doing masa with gluten free is like just a lot of heartache. I've
Hmm.
had students try, and it's just a lot of
Yeah.
heartache.
Yeah,
So
I
can
think
I?
the yeast stuff is that is the hardest to make gluten free. It really is.
Mm,
I think, if I'm not mistaken, King Arthur was
Hmm.
coming with a flour also that was gluten free, that you could use yeast in it.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
so I think, if I'm not mistaken, either it's coming out or it has come out, because I read something not too long ago, but King Arthur was doing something, and I think you'd have to get it through their website, if I'm not
mm,
mistaken.
Coconut queijadas, gluten free, gluten free all
Yeah,
yeah,
day long.
there you go.
yeah.
So can I tell you guys that we tried to make three different kinds of marmalade with three different types of sugars. So we used regular sugar, obviously, Splenda, and erythritol,
Ooh.
just to experiment because I use erythritol or monk fruit sugar in my coffee, right? And then we have used I usually use Splenda for like apple pies and stuff like that. Okay, don't ever use erythritol to make marmalade. Just don't do it. It didn't like dissolve, so it was like really gritty. The Splenda one actually tasted okay. It just has a really peaked color. Like
Mm.
it's not that dark, rich marmalade color. Like if we used quince. Um, so those were our two experiments. Then of course the sugar one came out great, right? Like it's supposed to. But you know, as you get older, the sugar sticks around on your hips a little bit longer. So we were trying some alternatives. So we might do the Splenda one again, but we'll never do the erythritol one again. So just heads up in case anybody was thinking about doing that.
I like Swerve. If I'm going to be baking something,
Swerve. Okay.
that's the one I like. I don't care for any of the ones that you just mentioned before. I think they all have an aftertaste. I
Okay.
find it.
Okay.
And the only one that I find that doesn't have one is Swerve.
Swerve. And is that a stevia leaf? Is that a stevia?
What's that?
Is that like a stevia based this from the stevia leaf?
I don't think
We'll
so.
look it up. We'll look it up
Yeah,
and post a
yeah,
link.
yeah.
Okay,
Um,
hold on. I gotta tell you, Angela, to try some marmalade, put some port in it and some toasted walnuts before you let it set. Oh my God. Oh my God.
okay. Well, I'm not going to do the walnuts. I'm allergic to walnuts, but the port,
Almonds, some sort
I'll
of
do almonds.
toasted nut.
Okay.
I
That
have
sounds
to share.
delicious.
You just reminded me of something, Jeremiah. So I'm in San Miguel, and every time you sit down to eat, they always have fresh cheese, right? Fresh cheese is always at the table. So they've got fresh cheese, and on the side, they've got your pimento mojito, which is your hot peppers that you put it on top, all of that stuff. So, and this place we went, very traditional. They even have the leaf. They're serving it on a leaf, which was like, oh my God, this couldn't be any cuter. And then they bring out fresh cheese, but it has pumpkin jam on top.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And on top of that, it was a mixed toasted nuts. So it was almonds. I don't know. It was like mixed nuts. I don't know what exactly was in there, but it was all mixed nuts with honey.
Oh my God.
And they had that on top of the pumpkin jam.
So good.
It was amazing.
I would
Yes.
have just that for dinner.
Yes.
Like,
Amazing.
Yes.
oh my God.
That and good bread, you're done. You're
That
done.
does
Yes,
sound pretty amazing.
but I've never seen that before. You know how you have the sweets where you have that layer of like the mixed nuts in cinnamon and some
Yeah.
brown sugar and then
Hmm.
honey. They layer it on top of the milk foliage or whatever it is. And they
Like
have that
baklava, yeah.
with the egg cream in the center. It was like that topping
Oh,
on top of pumpkin jam,
yum.
which was like so
Well, I
good.
know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna try that.
I made
Um,
jam already, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
quick one from Joseph. Jeremiah, where can people find your pomegranate cranberry jello recipe?
You know what? I'll ask my aunt to write it down and I'll post it. I'll just give it
See,
away.
Jello is coming back.
It's coming back. I
Telling
would
you.
I'm always like, can we figure out how to do this more elegantly? So I might like I'm fine with gelatin, but like like I want to use fresh raspberries instead of raspberry jello. Like I want to see if I can zhuzh it up a bit, but I'll give you my
Hmm.
aunt's like the old
Okay.
school recipe. So good.
Taylor wants to know what classic Portuguese holiday dish could you do without on Thanksgiving or Christmas? So while you guys are thinking, I will say I don't know how traditional this is for other families. My family has always had a dish called ervas, which is like mustard greens that you boil till they're super soft, and then you mash them, and you put oil and cumin and all sorts of stuff. And when you put it on the dish, it looks like cow patty. And so as kids, we called it the cow patty,
Well,
right?
that sounds really appealing. I
Yeah.
mean,
And I will say, even as an adult, as I have grown to love more vegetables, like I love kale and I love spinach and I like love all that stuff, I think it's the cumin for me that I'm just, it's just not, I don't know what it is. So I don't like that. My cousin Gina loves it. So we like, here, you have the whole thing. You can eat it. But if it didn't have the cumin, I'd probably love it. But so that's traditional for our family, which I do not like. So I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to think because these days, I mean, I'm if we're having Portuguese things, I'm usually making it, which means I'm gonna eat it.
Eat it. Yeah.
And my
I'm going to throw it
grandmother,
back to Taylor to say, all right, Taylor, you answer your own question. What do you not like that's on
yeah,
your table at Christmas?
yeah, because I mean, exactly. I'm with Jeremiah. I mean, if I'm going to make it, I'm the one making it. So, and I'm not usually going to make something that I don't like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So,
there's plenty of American stuff I'm not gonna eat on the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, I get
yeah.
that. All right, moving on. Joyce Maria would like to
Yeah.
know, can I use fresh cod in recipes that called for using salted cod?
Uh, I mean, it will not taste the same.
Yeah.
There's like I was just having a conversation today with a good friend of mine, and she was saying that she wanted to make codfish agumsa, but she didn't have any salted cod on her. She couldn't find it. Couldn't find it, and was she wanted to make those layers, and but instead she used it fresh fish instead, the fresh cod, the white cod instead. So it's not going to be your codfish agumsa the way that it would normally be. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that salt, that depth of flavor
Mm-hmm.
in but can you make it? Yeah. I mean, you can do a codfish agumsa if you don't have it and you're going to use that. I mean, better
So I
better
will. Yeah.
Do
Okay.
it
I
and
will.
don't tell anyone.
yeah.
Well, what I will say is, it kind of, you called it codfish gomsa, right? So I would say that don't try and pass it off as bacalhau,
Correct.
because then people will
Correct.
be like, well, you don't
And
know how to make it.
I say bacalhau. I said codfish agumsa.
Yes, exactly. So I think if you're gonna do that, codfish con natas or codfish
Yeah.
bacalhau or
Yeah,
codfish,
but yes, because there are some people who do not like the intense flavor of bacalhau. And
I mean, there's something wrong with those people, but whatever. Not
about it.
kidding.
We're not going to talk about them. This is Falcon Dark here. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. And so, yeah, those, but there are some people who are like, well, what can I do instead? Because I don't like bacalhau.
Mhm.
And so there are just some dishes that are not going to taste as great because it doesn't have that salt,
Signature
uh,
flavor, yeah. Hmm.
concentrated flavor in it.
Hmm.
And I guess for some people it's an acquired taste. It's just for us, we're just so used to eating it that we don't even think twice about it.
Nope.
So Anne Pereira says that she uses fresh cod all the time. So if it
They,
works for some people, it works.
there you go.
And
They
Taylor answered his own question. He said, "Not sure if any of you would see blood sausage pop up on your table, but if so, strong pass." That's his answer.
Oh, give it to me. I'll eat it
me
all.
me
Yeah,
too.
I'm with you, Taylor. I'm not eating that. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Uh,
oh my God, so good,
I go
so
to a
good. Like,
Matanza just for that.
oh yeah, yeah.
So I took my mom to Petit's in San Jose, one of the newer restaurants, It's like little Portuguese tapas. And we ordered morcella, and I was like, okay, well, you can have the whole thing. And so I've taken her there a second time, and she's like, oh, I'm having just like 3 morcellas just for me. Like she loved it. She totally, it's not my thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Marsala with pineapple, with roasted or pineapple, seared
Hmm.
pineapple. God, so good.
Hmm.
Supposed to have it with pineapple because for marsala, depending on how it's seasoned, some people put rice fillers in it. Some people see more with parsley in it. Other people put some more spice in it than others, more different seasonings. It depends again who's making it, what family recipe they're using. But sometimes it repeats for people who eat it. They tend to repeat that a lot. So so you don't repeat, you need to have pineapple with it.
Got it.
For those that are out there and love it and just don't like to repeat it all the time. So
Monica has an interesting comment about going back to the fresh cod versus bacalhau. She says that she's used salted pollock, and it's desalted the same way as salted cod because she couldn't find bacalhau, and it's okay in Gomes de Sa. So
something. I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to say this once. So I love to go to Portugalia. I love to go there, and they have a cod room. And so when someone says a cod room, it's like, yeah, it's a whole room that is refrigerated to the right temperature to have these amazing, beautiful specimens of cod. And it's all like they either come from Canada, from Newfoundland, Canada, or from Norway, because those are the 2 best cods. Because we all know our national dish is not fished in our waters. It's fished in Norway and Newfoundland. That's where you get your best cod. So I get there and they have everything else that's also salted. They have cod cheeks. They have cod tongue. They have, they have like little bits and pieces of different things. Then they have salted pollock. They have salted, like all these different kinds of fishes. So they have all that in the beginning part of it. And then they have the cod in, whether it's boned or no bone, whatever, all that stuff. So I looked at the guy and I said, well, who the heck buys salted pollock? I mean, what is the difference between, because we're looking at price wise, it was like huge difference.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, well, what? And he goes, I'm not going to tell you. He said, but there are a lot of restaurants who will buy salted pollock and will advertise in their menu that it's salted bacalhau. He goes, do it right. No one knows.
Wow.
No.
Yes. I wanted to know which restaurant.
Yeah, so you don't go there anymore. Good for Goya.
So help me. So help me. I'm like, no. He's like, yep.
Is it less expensive?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but
Yeah.
I don't even know that I've ever had fresh pollock. I mean, if it's a white fish,
it's a white fish. You probably have. But that's what he's saying. He says there's a lot of people who buy it because number one, they can't get their hands on it. It's easier to, whatever. And more stores carry the salted pollock than they do sometimes cod, price differences and all of that stuff. And like you said, that's people make it. And
interesting. All right, well, all right, folks, if you can find salted pollock out there, give it a try.
Just don't lie about it. Don't lie.
Yeah,
don't lie.
Don't.
All right, Stefan has a question. As we know, Pastéis de Belém is a famous bakery on the mainland, near Lisbon specifically. Are there any famous bakeries in the Azores? I mean, I'm sure you have. Do we have an hour? We have another hour. No, we don't.
Well, the one that I love, I mean, oh my God, there's the Colmeia in Avenida that I love, all their baked stuff, which is fantastic. I love the place in Vila Franca, Quejadas de Vila Franca. In Furnas, the quejadas de Furnas is amazing. That one has more of a bean consistency, a bean tart to it. Um, oh, I mean, there is this, it used to be an apothecary, and now it's a little cafe, Louvre Michelin's. They make like all their desserts in-house, and they
Hmm.
have the most decadent chocolate cake you've ever had. They also make the boule de rouge, but chocolate one. I think, yes,
Ho,
it was
ho, ho.
the time I ever had boule de rouge that was chocolate, which was fantastic. Um, oh, let me see what else. What else? Jeremiah, what else, honey?
Okay, so in Terceira, the famous one is O Forno. That one you have to go to. It's just the most beautiful example of all the Terceirense style sweets. So your Donas Amélias, your Pudim com de Praia, your cornucópias, all these gorgeous things, and all the candies that look like pork, like
Oh,
torresmo and
Oh
yeah,
my God, really?
ones that are like look like little birds and stuff.
yeah, and the
Yes.
cabeçage, like such cute, beautiful things. If you're in Fayal, you have to go to Dos Delicia, and especially around Carnival, they make the fofas do Fayal, which are
Oh,
native to Fayal.
it,
I know we got to talk about fofas in Povoação too.
yes, 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 yes.
The faux fish and fayal are special. They're flavored with anise, so if you like anise, they're good for you. And then they have a lemon cream, so they're super unique. And Dos Delicia, the pastry chef there, she's just an angel, and she makes the best ones. And then faux fish and povoação, you have to go to a restaurant. You'll know the name, but they make they're like an eclair, but really special with the vanilla cream and chocolate icing.
Restaurant Jardin.
There you go. I got to learn them with the pastry
You know,
chef there. Yeah, she's a doll, isn't she? She's a
she's
doll.
so sweet. Oh my God,
I know.
so good. What a nice lady. Yeah.
Uh, not it's not in the Azores, but Nacional Pastelaria Nacional in Lisbon is quite famous too. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The
I
one
don't
in
know
Lisbon
any other
that
ones.
I'm dying to go to that I haven't been to is I don't even know if I'm going to say it right. Alcoa, Alcoa.
Hmm.
That one is beautiful. It's all of the convent suites, which I'm obsessed with.
Oh,
If you're
nice.
into the egg yolky stuff, that's the place to go.
Very
You know,
nice.
is that when we talk about our Portuguese sweets, I had someone in my tour go, but why is it like so many, like the recipes that I looked at it, like there's so many eggs and sugar and it's the egg yolks, so many egg yolks. And the first thing I said, it's because the recipe came from a convent. And I had to explain to them that they used egg yolks to starch their habits and the priest's habits. And people were like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So then they had, it's a big story on there. But
Hmm.
if it's a recipe that comes with so many egg yolks and sugar, it comes from a
From a
convent.
convent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you can't waste it, right? If you're going to use the egg
No.
whites to starch, you got to use
Yep.
the yolks for something else. So of
Yep.
course, I mean,
And
and that's like who we are as Portuguese people, right? Is using every bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
you don't waste it.
Yep.
All right, so we have about 6 minutes left. So folks watching, your last few minutes opportunity to get a question in. But I have a question for both of you, maybe a little controversial. I don't know, but chocolate nata, good or sacrilege?
Well, here's the thing. I like all the experimentation that's going on. I think it's fun. I like go for like someone put a brigadeiro and baked it inside of a nata, which I think is genius. But at the end of the day, I just want it plain with some cinnamon, thank you.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
love seeing all the creativity.
I'm right there with you. I think there's the one with chocolate, there's the one with passion fruit, there's the one with, fill in the blank Nutella. I've seen that one too.
Oh.
But I like the traditional one. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that has enough of the sweetness in it that it doesn't need more to or a
Mm-hmm.
different make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I it stands on its own, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna say, "Oh my God, don't eat it. It's
Right.
gross."
Right.
Go ahead, enjoy it. But personally, maybe I'd try it once to see how
Mm-hmm.
exactly or whatever. But I don't. I like my traditional.
Me too.
Taylor is saying that I have to try the salted caramel pastéis. You can get them at shopportuguese.com. I'll try them. Sure, why not?
Why not?
Um,
Which one is this one? The salted
salted caramel, salted cod. Oh, that would no, no, that would not be good. Um,
bacalhau.
salted caramel pastéis. So I imagine they're probably from Joey Bats because shopportuguese.com carries Joey Bats.
Oh, I don't know now. No, I don't think so, hon. I think theirs comes now from Portugal, directly
Oh,
from
really?
Portugal. Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, the last time I had spoken to Derek, he had said they had a vendor that's coming, it's coming from Portugal directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Sandra, hi Sandra. She's my Portuguese, my daughter's Portuguese teacher. Is it easy to bake bolo rainha? Because everybody knows bolo rei, right? I've never had bolo rainha. What's it like?
It's
Isn't the
less
bull
sweet.
without the crystallized fruit, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, it's just fruit sec, so it's just
Right.
nuts and dried fruit. So
Right.
no candied fruit. It's less sweet because you don't have all that crystallized goodness going on. It's definitely people like that if you're not into like fruit cake, kind of things. They love
I
both.
actually like the bull better than
Better. I probably would too. So is it
yeah.
easy to make? Have you either of you ever tried to make it?
Yo,
It,
yeah.
it's easy because I mean we're talking about a cake that's going to have your dried fruits, so it'll be your raisins, your figs, your fill in the blank of whatever you like, and sometimes they'll ask for different fruits, but I just kind of substitute with more fruits that I like, dried fruits that I like.
Yeah.
If it asks for dried cherries, I'm not really a big dried cherry fan, so I'm going to add more of what I like. And the nuts, I mean, I like all different kinds of nuts. It's an easier one to make than with the ones with the crystallized fruit stuff on top. That I don't care for. Um, I think
That
it's easy.
that class, both of them, Ge and Gerinha, will be available at the Portuguese Baking School soon.
I love it. I love it.
I love how you have put that in.
Absolutely.
And this one, everyone needs to make this for Christmas. Bolo de Mel
Oh,
from Madeira. That's one of the best cakes ever created. And it's so easy. Like you literally just mix it all together. It's got some yeast in it, so it has to sit for a few days. And then you just bake it and you put some cute nuts and
Hmm.
decorations on top and
I've
you're
never had it.
done. And it lasts for a year, so they say. Mine never make it that long. These are the cakes that they make once a year, and then they eat them all year long, and they get better with age. And with a cup of vin de Madeira, it's perfection.
Nice. All right.
I have a recipe that I've made. It's not in my book. I don't think I've ever shared it before and all that stuff. But it's the boule de Natal that my mom
Yeah.
make. And so I've done it a few times, and the ones that she has, it's you make it months ahead of
Yeah.
time before Christmas, because you would have to every so often you've got to put port wine all over the cake and have it soak in again. So it's like a very long process.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time when I made it, I think I ate the whole cake by myself.
It's
It was
so
like
good.
I made it and everyone was like, "Oh, I don't care for this. Oh, it's too strong. Oh, I don't like the smell of the port wine. Oh, I don't like it." So I go, "Fine, fine. I know it can last for a long time. No problem.
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, no, no problem, no problem." So I try to cut like little pieces at a time, little pieces, over a period of time, and then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh my God, I ate the whole damn thing." All like, yeah,
That's
I don't
okay.
know
That's
making that, but it's
So
delicious.
listen to this. I have British in-laws, the place where, Christmas cake, fruit cake is
okay.
like
Mm-hmm.
the thing. I
Yes.
bring I bring my cousins a Zorian Christmas cake. Bold in Natal every year, and it's their favorite. It's this is the best we've ever had. So it makes sense. You know, the English people went to the Azores. We've got some English history, especially in Fayal, but I'm telling you, the Azorean version with the port, it's the best.
It is the best.
I've
It
never
is.
had that. So yeah. So maybe this holiday I'm going to be trying some new recipes because we're going to
You
have
got to
some
start
time.
now, though. Like she said, I
Yeah.
mean, you got to start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. One last question, and then we're going to wrap it up. So
Oh,
Susan had, and I think this one is for you, Maria. Loved the pan you used to make linguiça with peppers and onions, a family fave. What kind of pan was that, and where can I get it?
that was that wasn't the Le Creuset one. Um, oh, the copper one. It was the copper pan.
Okay.
Uh, I think we bought it at Bed Bath and Beyond. It's a copper because I bought an induction um
Range
the
or stovetop.
thank you, and that pan works with an induction thing, and it's a copper chef or something like that, and it was at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, to wrap it up, I'm going to ask our viewers to do three things. One, visit palcus.org and become a member. Because if you had fun and you enjoyed the session, thank you, Palcus. Become a member because we do a lot of these things. Second thing, go to azoriangreenbean.com. You can buy the book. You can buy the book at your site or just,
Yeah.
buy the book, buy Maria's book. You can also buy it on Amazon, but you got to buy the book. And then you got to go to portuguesebaking.com and sign up for some classes and sign up for the plot. It's a subscription and you get new content all the time. And before you know it, you're going to become the expert and all your friends are going to want to come over every weekend because you're going to be like the star baker. So there you go.
Star Bakers, yes.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that. Portuguese Star Bakers.
Yes.
Okay, go grab the URL right now to buy it before it gets taken. That's awesome. Well, thank you both. Again, my two favorite people. This was so fun. I think we should do it again at some point after the new year, but so fun. Maybe we'll do it in person. That would be a lot of
That
fun.
fantastic.
That
That
would
would
be
be.
awesome.
That means I have to go to California.
Yes,
Yay!
Yay!
yes, it does. Thanks everybody who joined us, both on Facebook and on Zoom. This will be recorded and available forever. So you feel free to watch it again
Ever.
forever.
Ever.
Share with family and friends. If you're watching live on Facebook and you like this, send us some stars to show your support. And again, visit palcus.org and show us your support by becoming a member. If you still have questions, you can pop them into the chat. You can send email to palcus@palcus.org and we'll get your questions to Jeremiah and Maria and they can answer, or find them both on Facebook. They're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, I think. I mean, they're everywhere, so you can connect with them directly. But this has been awesome, super fun. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and Feliz Natal as well.
Mwah.
Beijing.
Beijing.
Beijinhos. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bush,
Ciao.
Ciao.
Boas.